Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome, everybody, to our regularly scheduled live stream. If you're new to the live streams, we do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I want to welcome you, those who have been here before, those who might be new, and if you are new and you want to be alerted to live streams like this in the future, you know what to do. Click the button, click the bell, all that good stuff. Good to see everybody here tonight. We're all kind of in the same situation these days, and that is sequestered in one way or the other, either quarantined or on pause or whatever your state or country is calling it. This is an opportunity for us to get together and not talk about that stuff tonight. We're talking YouTube questions and answers, and anything YouTube related. We can definitely cover that here tonight. I hope everybody is doing well and is healthy. We will have some conversations about that to some degree, but it's good to see everybody. Glad to, do a little YouTube stuff here tonight. So I'm going to jump in the chat and say hi to everybody. Made some changes to the software that we're using and also a couple tweaks to the feed. So let me know how the audio and the video in particular looks. I'm hoping it's coming through pretty crispy. It at least looks that way on my side, but you guys can let me know on that. We have Sav Fam for Sav, Beat of the Heart, Lyrics of the Soul. Let's see. We have Inside the Lab PC Tech. Good to see you, sir. Hustle Tools, Livestream 360 TV. Chucky Chicken, Mutt Nuts Reviews, Mohammed Shah, Nails by Nicole, Aaron Jemison. Good to see you. Soul Food and Grace. Drip Daddy, Mo Money 1983, Sahela Simple Cuisine, Deal of Flow. Good to see everybody out there. So I actually, since the last time we did the live stream, I accidentally, I was trying to schedule. So on iPad, there is there's supposed to be desktop class browsing. And I tried to do a test of creating a live stream on the iPad, and it errored, but apparently it created a stream. So a few days ago, the stream went live that I didn't even know. I think it was must have been Thursday, last Thursday. Thank you to Aaron for pointing that out to me after the fact, because apparently there were a few people waiting for that live stream that wasn't going to happen. So that's good. Chucky Chicken, love your work. Thanks for all your help. Any advice on animation channels? Not storytime animation, traditional good old fashioned cartoons. Yeah, I mean, just do what you do. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Depending on what you're looking for, if you are looking to grow, obviously, if you're making like full-fledged cartoons, then your schedule is going to be dictated by however long it takes to do that. Depending on the topics that you're covering, you have the opportunity to either tap into some trending topics. Maybe your whatever your overall theme is kind of dives into current events or whatever that the world and others might be facing. You can also dive into sharing some of your knowledge on how to create animation. It really all depends on how exactly you're tackling animation on your channel. So if you want to educate people on what you do, then there's a ton of opportunity there to create searchable content that people can find. And in addition to that, you can just do, your art and make your content that way. But generally speaking, I would just say that it depends on what you're hoping to accomplish. If you are just making cartoons on whatever topic that you want, I would just stick to it and do your best on trying to receive or to do as much or as high quality work as possible. I just got a message that YouTube is not receiving enough data. So let's see what's going on here. Let me know if you guys are seeing any interruption on your end, because it is looking a little funky. I'm going to do a couple little tweaks here on my end. Bear with me a moment. Try to mitigate some of this. Error, not receiving enough data. Interesting. Let me know, guys, in the chat. Don't really get why it's causing problems here. Let's see what I can tweak. Oh, I see some chat coming through. Stream keeps glitching now and then. Glitchy, yeah. So we're having a bit of an interruption. Good old Spectrum. And with all the changes and all the extra people that are going online, we may be having some congestion issues. But it's interesting, though, because I'm actually getting the message out of OBS, which is a little bit weird. Bear with me just a moment. We'll see if I can do anything from my end to improve upon this, but let's see what's going on here. Not receiving enough data to... Okay. Freezing up a few seconds now. And then on my side, yeah, so we're definitely having some internet issues here. All right, let me see. Let me try to make a tweak here. Output. Sometimes this can work. We'll apply that. Hit OK. See if that gives us any improvement on the YouTube side. Come on, Internet. You can do it. Yeah, I'm totally seeing the buffering, though, on the in the dashboard. More info. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Okay, well, that's not really helpful info. You're just telling me that it's not working. I know it's not working. I just don't know if there's anything I can do about it. Please continue to hold. Your call is very important to us. Let's see here. Anything I can do? Hey, Harley, welcome to the live stream. Right now, I'm fighting with Spectrum. Not literally, but my internet is having problems. Let's see if we can fake this thing out here. So ever since they changed to the new interface, I've had pretty good luck with the stream quality. The best I can hope to do now is force the entire family into purgatory off the internet and see if Spectrum is at least giving me enough juice to keep the stream going. I just lost the chat though, so that's not encouraging at all. Oh, well now we're green. Refresh. Come on, baby. Okay. All right, so maybe the buffering stopped. Let me know in the chat if it continues. I'm getting mixed signals here because I'm getting a good message in terms of the rate coming out of OBS, but I still have the error on the screen about YouTube not receiving enough information. So hopefully we're good to go. If you do have any questions, definitely tag @CreatorFundamentals in the chat, and we will do our best to address those questions. Go from there. But I think good. Okay, that's good. All right. So, how is everybody enjoying their alone time these days? I do like, so the other thing that I'm doing that's new is I'm using OBS.live instead of the traditional OBS. So that's new as well. And that's kind of cool because it gives some pretty cool features that are built into OBS, including the live chat and kind of a listing of what everybody or activity, subscriptions and super chats and all those things. Kind of puts it all in one place, kind of like what the new studio does. But I actually like this a little bit better because it gives me the important stuff in front of me. So cool. Buffering from everybody says, or they say, now we're up to excellent connection. I like how I have two options here: excellent connection or not enough data. So what are you going to do? But so on my side, I'm here in upstate New York. Yes, New York, that wonderful place where, according to the news, the sky is falling and it's just a matter of time before the entire state is completely consumed by the coronavirus. I have the good fortune, though, of living in upstate New York in a little more rural, kind of a suburb kind of place. So I don't have neighbors that are like really close to me. So I can go out in my yard and get some fresh air without interacting with anybody. Seems better, seems better, seems better, seems better. Scott Winters, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. We have Mo Money 1983. I think we got you. 50-something out there as well. Carrie Ann Wright. Hi, Highland Homestead. Malheen Mel. I think I might have got you as well. All right. I've got to get custom mugs like this with the Creator Fundamentals logo on them. All right, so I got to look up here. Hot Breath Pod, good to see you, sir. Welcome to the live stream. Had the... Oh, hang on here. One minor adjustment. All right. Think we're good. Never change a bunch of stuff at the same time because it changes the entire workflow. And then when something goes wrong, it just kind of throws everything for a loop. But we had so in the beginning of March, I was down at VidFest/PodFest and had the opportunity to speak down there for the first time, which was cool. And had the opportunity to meet Joel and have a good conversation with him about YouTube and what we can do or what can be done to, kind of approach YouTube in a way to help grow a particular type of content. Good to see you in the stream. Mad Gunzilla Comedy, welcome to the live stream. All right. So I'm curious, how has, since everything that's happening has begun happening, what impact has that had on your YouTube channel in terms of traffic? Are you seeing more traffic or less traffic? Does the influx of people that are home seem to be helping your channel in terms of more eyeballs and potentially more viewers on your channel? Let me know in the chat whether or not you are actually seeing a boost from all these extra people at home. How can you post on iPad? Please tell me. Post what? If you want to upload a video, you would upload a video on iPad the same way you would anywhere else. You would make your video, and I just happen to have a iPad here. So if you're on, let's see if I can do this here. Let me take it out of the case, or else I'm going to drop something. All right. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi on again. Hopefully that doesn't. Come on, Wi-Fi. All right. So if you are on an iPad. Wow, that's going to be tough. But in Apple Pencil, awkward is. So in the upper left-hand corner, wow, that's really hard to do. These things are so slippery. There is a little camera icon. I don't know how I can possibly show this to you because, let's see. If you push on the camera icon, you get a little pop-up menu at the bottom, which you're totally not going to be able to see this. But you have the options in this case for video or live. If you click on video, you have to grant it access to your camera roll, and hopefully you have the video that you want to upload stored in your camera roll. When you allow access, it's going to go into your camera roll and actually show you videos to select, and then you pick the video that you want and you upload it. Now, anytime I upload from a mobile device, or on desktop for that matter, I always upload as unlisted. The reason I do that is because you always have the opportunity for the upload process itself to have issues. I like to take everything out of the mix and just worry about the upload process in the event that something goes wrong. You didn't go through all the effort of trying to put in a bunch of information on the video and only to have it lost because that upload failed. So get the upload to go. Set it as unlisted, get it saved on YouTube, and once it's up there as unlisted, you can go back to it and go in and add all your metadata and your title and your thumbnail, and then when you're ready, you can switch unlisted to publish, and you're good to go. All right. Beat of the Heart says buffering again. No buffering. It's probably because I turned on the iPad. Let me know if anybody else is seeing buffering while I put my iPad back in the case here so we don't break it. Because this silly thing costs almost as much as my computer. Good stuff. All right. The problem is YouTube live streams not showing up on the subscription homepage. That has affected viewership on our live streams. Not showing up on the subscription homepage. Not sure what you mean by the subscription homepage. Do you do mostly live streams? I guess I'd need to know more about that. Or are you saying if somebody goes and finds you on the subscriptions tab on YouTube that, let's see what the subscription tabs is looking like. Oh, well, I definitely see in general, I see somebody who has a live stream going right now that shows up on my subscription tab. So that seems to be the case. Is your concern that they don't show up after they're done? You have to let me know. Hey, Joel, back again. Good to see you. Hey, Benny, welcome to the live stream. This one showed on mine. Reloaded is good now. Okay. Creative Fundamentals. I'm seeing views, but also notice that I'm losing watch hours as well. Yeah, I mean, that can have a lot to do with where you're getting views from. Your average view duration and the total watch time that you're accumulating is going to be different based on how people are finding your content. If you have searchable content, obviously people have a particular topic in mind and they're going out and searching for that. So there's a good chance that you may get more watch time if somebody finds you in search versus somebody that finds you in suggested or browse and just happens upon it. And they're like, yeah, that looks interesting. Let me start watching it. And then you may or may not keep them as long as other people. But all right. Saya FFS. I have a question. I uploaded my gameplay video on YouTube. When I type name of game, which is not popular, I have to scroll like infinity to find it. Does more views have greater impact than tags? If you're talking about ranking your video, initially your metadata is definitely going to help you. Is definitely going to help you get your video ranked in the short term. But the thing that you need to realize is your video then has to perform compared to other content. And the reality is if two people put out a video on that particular topic or that particular game, and somebody is getting people to watch for 15 minutes and you're getting people to watch for 5 minutes, then there's a good chance that that video is going to be displayed higher than yours in the search results. So having a relevant video to a specific search that somebody is performing is helpful, and that can definitely get you into the game. But your performance once you get there also plays a big role in whether or not that video is going to stay there. So I would take a look at what kind of watch time you're getting on that, what's your average view duration, how long people are hanging out for that video, and find out if they're not staying long, figure out where they're ditching that video, try to figure out why and what you can do better on your next video to get people to stay and watch longer. What's the easiest way to get your monetization watch hours? So unfortunately, there's no easy way to do anything on YouTube. It's just going to take work, but depending once you have built an audience and you've identified the value that you're delivering to them, then there's a couple different things that you can do. You can create opportunities to feed people from one video into the next video. So if I'm doing a video on how to get 1,000 subscribers, or I want, somebody who wants to get monetized, I can do, hey, do a video on how to get to 1,000 subscribers. And then I can, at the end of that video, I can be like, and hey, if you want to get the 4,000 watch hours that you also need to become monetized on YouTube, watch this video, and send them directly to another video, another opportunity for them to keep watching your content. The more successful you are at directly driving people back into your content and getting people to binge watch or watch multiple videos, the greater the opportunity for you to rack up watch time. Live streams are also a great way if you have an audience that's receptive to live streams or content that lends itself to live streams. Live streams can be a great way to gain watch time as well. The one thing to consider on watch time on live streams, depending on what your strategy is those watch hours are public watch hours. So if you're in the habit of doing live streams and then making them unlisted or private, you're not going to get credit for all the watch hours that you accumulated on those live streams. So that's something to consider. How to link YouTube to AdSense account with publisher ID. How to link. I think the AdSense setup is pretty straightforward. I haven't, I'm trying to think if I have an account. What I would suggest is if you go on, Facebook and you search for YouTube Simplified. I have a Facebook group that I recommend you joining. join the group, ask that question in the group, and I'll be able to get you an answer on that. I can't really log into my other YouTube accounts right now to kind of test that out for you. When I added my AdSense to my account, it was a couple different versions of YouTube ago, and I don't think I've done it. I don't think I've done it for a client yet on the new interface. The last one I helped with was on the old system. So I just started live stream doing a music talk show. It has really worked well for me. Awesome. Congrats on that. I'm planning to start a channel using VOD and live on the subject of mobile live streaming. Do you think the market is saturated, or how do I stand out? I don't really believe in market saturation. I just believe that the best content is going to rise to the top. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean the highest production quality, but your ability to provide value to people who are looking for something. If you are going to cover mobile live streaming, obviously that's a it's very focused and you have an opportunity there, but it's just going to come down to how you execute and how you're able to put out content and whether you're able to stick with it. The biggest reason that people fail on YouTube has nothing to do with whether they're good enough or whether they're entertaining or whether they're charismatic. It has to do with persistence. People eventually are just not satisfied with the reward that's coming back for their effort, and a lot of people just lose interest and walk away. If you are persistent, you will eventually find success. That pace is different for everybody, and you have to enjoy what you're doing and keep at it, or else you run the risk of walking away before the magic happens. Ba-ding. Let me turn off the ba-ding on my phone. All right. Let's see. That's the other thing I noticed, that the chat in OBS doesn't do a good job of highlighting things. Let's see. Show. I'm transitioning my comedy education podcast to YouTube, but I'm trying to find a content creation flow. I understand my niche audience needs, or what my niche audience needs. None of the content feels like my voice. So yeah, I mean, honestly, so one of the things that you want to do if you're struggling with your voice and how that works, if I would imagine in your position that you know other comics that are coming up, have a conversation with one of them and figure out the kinds of things that they're curious about. Maybe even record that conversation. And you could even do, like, I know you do interviews, rather than doing an interview to find more about somebody. You can do interviews for the purpose, or have those conversations and record them for the purpose of pulling out what type of information people are actually looking for. And my heater just popped on, so if that gets too loud, let me know in the chat and we'll turn it off. But I think that's obviously one thing that you can do. The other thing is just, if you're not actually putting another person across from you, to actually think about having a conversation with an individual, a single, even yourself 10, 15 years ago, whatever the case is, trying to understand exactly what kind of questions somebody who's coming up has. And it can be, there's a ton of opportunity there, because especially if you're dealing with, not only the tricks of the trade of being a comedian, but also the life of a comedian, the travel, just little things, tips and tricks related to spending most of your time on the road, or, all those kind of things, how not to go broke traveling while you're still trying to make money, and all kinds of different ways to approach that depending on how in-depth you want to go on that. But I think you have the opportunity, if you have that greater community to kind of dip into, to kind of figure out exactly either what the pain points are or what the common questions are that people have. Also, maybe creating like a Facebook group, a Facebook community of aspiring comics, and using that as kind of your testing ground to open yourself to help people, and then figure out what kind of questions they have that way, and use that as your guide to kind of answer those and create content around it. All right, let's see. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate it. Okay. Trying to make sure if you guys want me to read something, do at Creator Fundamentals, because it just helps sort it all out. It makes it a little bit easier to find in there. All right, good there. I think we're caught up there. So what percentage viewed? Oh, okay. My videos are usually around 2 minutes. So I would, I mean, just as a goal, try to, if you're getting 40 seconds on a 2-minute video, you know, try to make your goal to get over 50%, get people to watch for at least a minute, and figure out what it is that you're doing that people are leaving at the particular time, on your existing videos, and use that to kind of give you some ideas on how you might be able to push those people that extra 10 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it is, to, you know, to get over that 50% mark, and then push from there. Evolutionary Tom, are you aware of any creator conventions that take place in the Midwest? I live in Illinois. I know that there's one in, I think, Lima. Is that Ohio, maybe? I have one in upstate New York. Unfortunately, this year it's going to be an online event, or not unfortunately. Well, you know, all things considered, you just have to roll with it. So I am grateful to be able to have that conference online now. You can go to peopleofvideo.com and grab tickets to that. We have, all of our speakers have agreed to share the content they were going to share with us live and in person in Albany, and provide it in an online format. So I'll be able to share that with all of you. So if you're interested in seeing that, we have over 20 speakers, including Nick Nimmin, and got a cool thing for how many of you guys know who Evan Carmichael is? If you know Evan Carmichael, type Evan in the chat, because we have a really cool thing coming up for the People Video Conference, and he plays a pretty important role in that. So we also have some additional speakers who weren't going to be able to fit in the jam-packed schedule that we were doing live, that can now participate and share their content with us online. So pronounced Lima, according to Wendell Live. And what is the actual? Why did I forget the name of that event? Tell me the whole name, because it's not just Lima, right? Lima, Ohio. All right. I don't know how much of a delay is on this chat either, so. Lockdown 21 days in India. Wow, 21 days. How, for everybody else who is confined, lockdown, quarantined, whatever you want to call it, how many days has it been for you? Today is 13 days for me. So we've been, aside from going out to the store a couple times, I have been at home for the past 13 days. Sure. Scrolling. Hey, Zugamugo. Warm clouds night, so I'm going to try out my telescope. Cool. And Maryland, 14 days. Another person from Maryland. Anyway, you can combine channels. I have two, The Life of Rainey's and now Nia's World of Fun. The only real way to combine channels would be to download all the videos from one, remove them from that channel, and then re-upload them to the other channel. Video Zeus, welcome to the live stream. Video Zeus did the awesome trailer for People of Video. He also does the editing now for Creator Fundamentals. I wish there would be even like that here in Maryland, like in Ocean City, Maryland, Salisbury, Maryland. If it was, I sure would go because it's close to me. Catching up on video. You know, the one thing that's been weird, like you would think in this situation that I would have more time to make more content, but it's been kind of a really weird shift because it almost feels like when you leave the house and you come back, or when you come home, that time after you come home, it's like, I don't know, like a reset. Here, it's kind of a weird feeling to try to then step away from working at home and transition into making content. And it's also kind of a weird time to make content as well. So 11 days of lockdown, live stream 360. First night self-isolation says 50 something. Video Zeus says, I've noticed an uptick. I've been working from home since last Tuesday. Restaurants closed over the weekend. Lowe's and Home Depot are packed. Oh, that's terrifying. I would not be. We went to Sam's Club, and those people terrify me because they were all crowding into the front door all next to each other, and I'm not a big germ fan to begin with, but I was not having it. And then they were all getting in line, one behind the other, to check out. I'm walking around with the Sam's Club app. I'm just scanning stuff and I pay for it and walk out the door. I never get in line and do all that. So, in fact, if I had to stand in line, I wouldn't go. So I try to avoid people as much as possible. In fact, we actually got takeout from Chili's. Was it last night? And I kind of had to tuck myself in the corner because there was another person waiting for food there when I got there. So with 10 days at home, do you think you'd do well in solitary confinement in prison, or would you want to be in general pop? I'd be fine with solitary. I think solitary is a much different experience than what all of us are experiencing, because you in solitary you have nothing but your brain, you would really need to have something to focus on, because it's literally nonstop, just nonstop thinking. I think 10 days would be quite the experience to be able to pull that off. My wife tried to go to Costco today. Apparently, they were limited to the total number of people in the store. There was a huge line outside the door. She skipped it. Yeah, my mom went to, I think it was like Aldi, and they changed their hours, and there was a line outside. But if there's a line outside, it defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do inside. I would avoid that. I would avoid that at all costs. There's no way I'd get in there and do that. Shout out Maryland. I grew up in Maryland, but now live in D.C. I live in upstate New York now, but I was actually born in Virginia. Alex. When I use Streamlabs, if I use the webcam option, I get screens within screens, and if I use Streamlab, I assume you mean Streamlabs OBS. It says it doesn't receive enough video for a long stream. What do I do? If I use when I use Streamlabs, if I use webcam option, I get screens within screens. And if I am not really sure what that means. The only reason you would get screens within screens would be if you were displaying a video with a display of the video on it. So like if you're capturing the window in OBS that OBS is on, that'll create the screen and screen effect. If the world gets better, come to see you in New York. Well, we will definitely be having, as far as the live event goes, we'll definitely be back in 2021 with People of Video Live. And like I said, we're doing some cool stuff online with People of Video this year. All right, so now I'm trying to see the difference in delay. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube with the chat and everything. When I use Streamlabs, if I use the webcam option, I get screens within screens. How do you use Streamlabs with a webcam option? I guess I don't know how that part works. When you say webcam option, I'm thinking of the go live option on YouTube itself. I don't know what Streamlabs Sobs is either. Nor do I understand not receiving enough video for a long stream. I don't think the length of the stream should impact that. 10 days without internet would kill most people. Yeah, I can imagine people would have a really hard time with that. Yeah. Should share video or not on social media? Yeah, I mean, you can if you have other social media platforms, you could definitely share your content across other platforms to let people know what you're doing on YouTube. Just Frugal Me, what type of mixer board do you use for your audio? For my audio here, for my live stream, I am running an SM7B into a cloud lifter via an XLR connection. That runs into a Zoom H4n Pro, which I'm using as an audio interface, which then is plugged into the system to my computer as USB. The Zoom H4n Pro provides the 48-volt phantom power to the cloud lifter, which boosts this bad boy and makes it sound so good. I love this mic. I do want to tweak it though, because there's actually a setting on it from what I've heard other people using it that I think I like a little bit more than how mine sounds. I just haven't gone through the trouble of adjusting it yet. Aaron says, go check out Nick Nimen's video on how to set up OBS. I also have a playlist all about setting up OBS as well. I have videos on how to install OBS, how to go live for the first time, how to use screens and sources, or scenes and sources. All right, well, I think I got that one. If you are new in the live chat and you have a question, feel free to tag at Creator Fundamentals, and I will do my best to answer that question for you. We are just hanging out like we do every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I almost said 9. That's the old time. Talking YouTube and trying to not go crazy while in lockdown. Just Frugal Me, just finished my second live stream. Your playlist and Nick's video is very helpful. Awesome. 15 minutes south of Baltimore. Baltimore is my favorite connection city. When I go out to the West Coast, I always fly through Baltimore. So it's usually Albany to Baltimore to LA. Other than having to spiral out of the sky to land, I like that airport. All right. So how is everybody responding where you guys are? There's definitely some places where people don't appreciate how to take this whole thing seriously. Is everybody in your town or your area being good little citizens and staying inside, or do you still have people that are running around in large crowds not really appreciating the gravity of the situation? YouTube AdSense to create both ID on same ID. This is the right way. Let's see. On social media video, share, do or not, will it have good or bad effects on the channel? I don't think it can have a bad effect on the channel. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to get an audience on other social media. If you can find people who are truly, you definitely don't want to spam it. You don't just want to drop it in other people's groups and things like that. But if you have your own following on social media, definitely you can share it with those people and go from there. But I don't think it will have a detrimental effect. Just Frugal Me, not at all. In Atlanta, we still have traffic. Yeah, there's definitely not traffic here. I'm in the Albany, New York area. We are a few hours north of New York City, which is a complete ghost town right now. Wendell Live, most people are cooperating, but it's still early. I think folks will get frustrated soon. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen some frightening videos of like people throwing house parties and stuff like that. I think I saw one on TikTok. I just don't, I don't understand that approach, but, but if you're asking Mohammed if you can have multiple channels on the same AdSense ID, then yes, you can. I have all of my channels on the same AdSense ID. So I have, I guess technically there's probably only a couple channels that are making money right now. And they both go, so I have what used to be called The Average Dan, which is now We Love RV Camping, and Creator Fundamentals both go to the same account. So all that money gets pooled on a monthly basis, and I get paid out each month as a combination of the two. All right. Right now I'm seeing people wave more. They seem to be seeking some type of social interaction. Yeah, I mean, it can be tough, especially if you're typically social or you're used to that. Depending on where you live, it can be quite an experience. I mean, I'm probably more of an introvert anyway in most situations, so this isn't particularly awful for me, but I can certainly see how it could drive some people a little bit crazy. But, you know, if anything, it's probably lowered my blood pressure because I haven't had to drive in traffic now for a couple weeks. So this might be a good thing for me. Because probably behind the wheel is when I have the least amount of patience. But hey, while we have you all here, before we wind down, as a reminder, this video is brought to you by TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. There is a link in the description below. It's also down there in the lower left-hand corner. You can use either one of those to try TUBEBUDDY for free. Definitely recommend it. I've been using it for years, and it has worked well for me thus far. Work camping in South Missouri. We had an influx of people from Texas heading home to northern Midwest states. They all just want to get home. And that's interesting because I've seen stories and YouTubers who are leaving New York City because they just want to get away from home. Hopefully they don't bring any coronavirus with them to wherever they're heading. Girlfriend left me 5 days before the lockdown. More beans and toilet paper for me. Well, there you go. There's the silver lining. Or the 2-ply cotton lining. I don't know. Here in Maryland. In Maryland, we cannot gather in groups of more than 10, but not on lockdown. Yeah, we're pretty much, they don't call it lockdown in New York, but we're probably as close to lockdown as lockdown can be. I mean, we're not going to get arrested if we go out of the house or anything like that, but all the smart people are just staying in the house. I've used TUBEBUDDY for a while. I find it helpful, says Win the Live. Good to hear. All right. All right, we got about 6 minutes left before we wrap up. So if you have any questions, tag at Creator Fundamentals, leave them in the chat. I will be happy to help you answer those questions. If you just want to hang out and stare at me for the next 5 minutes, I guess we could do that too. We can have a staring contest. Ready, go. I'm just wondering how many people are actually participating. All right, you win. Iris Gray, thank you for your channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming and hanging out on the live stream. I have batch filmed probably 25 videos and have edited half and pre-posted them. Look at you. That is super ambitious. I have not done that at all. Hopefully, I really got to step it up this weekend and try to get some, I'm not going to get anywhere near 25, but I definitely want to do some batch recording, get them over to the editor so I can get stuff mapped out for the next couple weeks. Ridge Mallory, I'm trying to put my feelers out in different chats and YouTube communities. I've been a filmmaker for over 20 years and I want to start sharing how to simplify filming. Anyone here be interested? I think you just need, rather than trying to get that approval ahead of time, if it's something that you're passionate about, just start making content and the audience will find you. If you're putting value into that content, just get the videos out. If you sit around waiting for people to tell you you should do it, you know, it's just going to give you a reason not to. So I would just start pumping out those videos. Just think about the things that are, you know, meaningful and helpful, and break them into topics and start getting videos out there. Thumbs up, family. Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Harley, staring contest, riveting video. I bet you there are YouTubers out there that could do a staring contest video and get millions of views. I'm not one of them, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that would do it. I use TubeBuddy, vidIQ, and Morning Fame. Find all three helpful in different ways. If you have a new idea, is it better to change your YouTube channel or start a new YouTube channel? So if it's closely related to the content that you have, then you may be able to transition your topic. If you have a really big audience on one topic and you're changing to something completely different, then it doesn't make sense to do it on the same channel because you're just going to be disconnected from that audience. Like if you gain 5,000 subscribers on car videos and you wanted to switch to, you know, painting, then you're probably not going to have a lot of overlap there. If you, you know, are doing a particular topic and you want to kind of sharpen your focus within that topic, then you may be able to just stay on the same channel. But if it's a completely different topic, in most cases, if there's not going to be any crossover on that audience, it would be a new channel. If your channel is smaller and hasn't been around a long time and you don't have a core audience in terms of people that constantly come looking for whatever it was you were covering before this, you can transition to the new content and just, you know, you'll lose people. Some people might stay, that kind of thing, but it just kind of matters how much of an audience and community you've built up on the previous topic. Thumbs up, family. Views have been good, but it seems the views are coming from older videos. That can certainly be the case sometimes. On my channel, a lot of times, my videos, my new stuff doesn't necessarily do well right out of the gate. I do a lot of searchable type content, so it can be kind of slow to respond. And then I get people who have nothing better to do who leave comments on my videos that'll be like, what happened to your views? I'm like, this is normal. Hang around and watch for a little while. You'll see. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times those videos can kind of build authority over time. And, you know, sometime in the future, they just kind of pop and start getting a lot of attention. I have videos that have been on the channel for a few years. And it seems ever since, you know, people started finding themselves with more time at home, I've been seeing, I think the channel's up like 62% in the last 28 days. Just because I think it's because there's a lot more people who are A, at home, B, realizing that there's not always security in that job and people want to look for other ways to make income. But whatever the case may be, getting those videos out and having that library available for situations like this can absolutely help your channel grow. And one of those videos can just take off and really change the whole complexion of your channel. So, all right, we've got like 60 seconds left. Any questions, any last questions, pop them in the chat. Otherwise, we will wrap up this show for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. If you would like to be notified for the next live stream and new content here in Creator Fundamentals, definitely consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Don't forget, May 2nd and 3rd, we are doing People of Video Online. If you would like a ticket to that, you can get it at peopleofvideo.com. And as always, show some love to TubeBuddy, our sponsor. If you have not done so yet, you can sign up for free at trytubebuddy.today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Same time, same channel, all that good stuff. See you then.